Hello and welcome to a double match week video for the midweek games in League 1 and 2. Let's just dive straight into these predictions. 23 games due to the Tranmere Burton game in the Cup. We're doing a double video for these two match days. Let's just dive straight into my League 1 League 2 predictions for this upcoming week. So we'll start in League 2 as we usually do, and we've got Newport County taking on Salford City. Newport County a little bit unfortunate last time out, losing it out to Grimsby Town in the 93rd minute, unlucky not to get a point from that game. Salford did beat Accrington, continuing their good start under Carl Robertson, apart from that 3-1 loss to Crewe on opening day, of course. Salford in 8th in the table, just level on points with Walsall inside those playoff places at the moment. Newport in 14th, of course, only on 4 points as of right now. Last time these two sides played was a 1-0 win. 3-1 win for Newport and a 1-1 draw back in early January. Gonna back the away side on this one though, just to get over the line. I just think Salford City will just get over the line in this one by 2-1 away from home and beat Newport County in the early kickoff in League 2 this evening. Salford to beat Newport by 2-1. 0 Point Bristol Rovers take on Oldham Athletic at the Memorial Stadium tonight. Bristol Rovers will be looking to get some points on the board, of course, after they've got none under Darryl Clark so far. Hasn't been the fairy tale return yet. Oldham in 17th. They haven't picked themselves a win either in their opening two, drawing 2 and losing 1 to Swindon at the weekend. They'll be looking to pick up more points. Bristol Rovers be looking to pick more points up. Bristol Rovers have not been good since the back end of that League 1 campaign, of course. Last time these sides played was back in 2022, where Oldham won that by 2-1 at their home stadium, but then back at the Memorial, it was a 1-0 win for Bristol Rovers. I'm going to back Bristol Rovers. I think I'm going to back what it was last time at the Memorial. I think I'm just going to back Bristol Rovers to win by 1-0 in this one over Oldham, and narrowly just to get over the line over Oldham in this one. Bristol Rovers 1, Oldham 0. Cheltenham take on Bromley then as well here. Cheltenham will be looking to win this game after a disappointing 5-0 defeat to MK Dons on Saturday, of course. Bromley drew with Fleetwood 2-2 at home. Decent start for Andy Woodman's side in League 2 so far. A win and a draw, and no, 2 draws and a win, which leaves them in 11th in the table. Cheltenham bottom, haven't scored a goal yet. Could really see Cheltenham to get going and get off the mark here. I think I'm just going to back Bromley in this one to get over the line, just because they've got better quality. Last time they played last season was a 1-1 draw and a 3-0 win for Bromley at home. I'm going to back a Bromley win. I'm going to go by 1-0. I think Cheltenham just can't score at all at the moment, and that is why I'm backing Andy Woodman and his side to win this by 1-0 over Cheltenham here. Colchester v Cambridge now in what is a battle of the seas, as Colchester United won at the weekend against Shrewsbury Town and Michael Appleton, and that is looking really grim for them. Colchester doing okay, 2 draws, 1 win so far. They'll be looking to beat Cambridge United here though, won't they? If they can get over the line. Cambridge should draw at home to Harrogate, in their game at the Abbey at the weekend, but they did beat Bristol Rovers and have lost to Swindon 1-1, 1 draw and 1 loss for the U's both U's so far, both Uniteds, aren't they? This is a really tough one. I'm going to back Colchester. I'm going to back them by 2-1 in this one. Just to get over the line, I think the Cowley brothers will somehow squeak a result over Neil Harris and Cambridge United in this one. Backing Colchester to win this by 2-1 over Cambridge. And now Scott Lindsay goes back to his former side as his side take on MK Dons. The worst possible start for Crawley. The worst possible start with 0 points. That's right, to start this season, of course. Absolutely losing against Grimsby, losing against Newport, and losing against Crewe in there as well. Last time these sides did play was in the League 2 playoffs, where Crawley absolutely dominated 5-1 and 3-0, but then it was 2-0 back in the actual season of League 2 that season to the Dons. Crawley won that at their place. Something's telling me Crawley are winning, but I'm not going to back them because MK Dons are too powerful under Paul Warren at the moment, and the way Crawley have started the season has been absolutely dreadful. MK Dons won 5-0 at the weekend, got unlucky in the cup against Bristol last week. I'm going to back MK Dons in this one. It's just too obvious to predict them not to win. It's 3-1 MK Dons this is going to be, and quite convincingly as well. So yeah, I'll go Crawley 1, MK Dons 3 in this one. Fleetwood take on Crewe now then. This one is an interesting one, as Fleetwood have had 2 wins and a draw to start their campaign off, and they were up in 5th. Meanwhile, Crewe have had the perfect start to their season by winning all 3 of their fixtures against Salford, Accrington and Crawley, and then lost to Stockport in the Catabata Cup. Last time these side played was a 4-1 win for Fleetwood back in March, and then Crewe won back in October. But Crewe always seem to start the season very well and then always seem to peter out towards the end. Yeah, this one's a really tough one to call. I think I'm just going to back... Actually, I'm going to back a draw. I'm not going to back Crewe in this one. I think this will be a very tight game of football. I think Fleetwood actually could win it. Actually, screw it. I'm going to back Fleetwood to win this. I'm going to go for a nice 2-1 home win in this one for Fleetwood Town, of course. And yeah, Pete Wildside will get over the line in this one and beat Crewe by 2-1. So yeah, back in Fleetwood to get over the line in this one over Crewe. Gillingham take on 9-point Chesterfield. Of course, the only teams with 9 points are Crewe and Chesterfield, taking on Gareth Ainsworth and his Gillingham side. This could be a bit of a tricky affair. They've got 13 points. They are 13th with 5 points, of course. 1 win and 2 draws, and they're all very scrappy games. 1-0 home win to Walsall. 1-1 draw at home to Wimbledon, and yeah, a 1-1 draw away at Gillingham, which Wimbledon wasn't the cup game. The cup game is actually Accrington they drew to on opening day, wasn't it? Last time these sides played in League Two was 1-0 for Gillingham at Priestfield, of course, and then Chesterfield was a draw. Back in April this year was a 1-1 draw. So yeah, I am going to back a 1-1 draw in this one. I think Gillingham and Gareth Ainsworth were very hard to play against, very difficult to play against. And that's why I've gone for a 1-1 draw in this one between these two sides. So yeah, Gillingham 1, Chesterfield 1 here. Harrogate versus Barrow now then. Harrogate getting a decent point away at Cambridge United last time out. Barrow beating Notts County at home. Andy Wynn getting his first result of the season as new Barrow. Well, Barrow boss anyway, wasn't new. It was appointed halfway through last season. Barrow got 3 points so far this season, up to 16th in the table now. They leave the 0 pointers off the foot of the table. They leave the foot of the table, sorry. And up to 16th they go. Only team that's won 1, drawn 0, lost 2. League 2 seems like a very, very tight league this season, doesn't it? Harrogate, one of the favourites, tipped to go down, of course. Could definitely see that happening. They have won on opening day, then they've picked it, so they have got a good solid 5 points at the moment. Do Harrogate, but still think they could be one of the favourites to go down. I'm going to back another 1-1 draw in this one. I just think it could be another tight affair in League 2 this evening. So yeah, I'm backing a Harrogate 1-1 draw with Barrow in this one. I think it'd be a fairly tight contested match. They'll cancel each other out. And yeah, I think it'd be a 1-1 draw between Harrogate and Barrow. Swindon Town take on Barnet then. Horrible start for Dean Brennan and his Barnet side after promotion from the National League. Haven't won any of their opening 3 matches and haven't even won in the Cup either. They lost to Fleetwood 2-0. They lost to Bromley 2-0, and they've lost to Walsall in there as well. Swindon, a bit win-lose really. Lost to Walsall on opening day, beat Cambridge, lost to Cardiff in the Cup, and then beat Oldham. Of course, last time these sides did play was back in 2018 in League 2. It was a 2-1 win for Swindon, and then a 4-1 win away for Barnet. This one's a really tough one to call, actually. What am I going to back in this one? I think I'm just going to back Swindon to get over the line. I think the pressure could get to Dean Brennan and his side again. I think Swindon are going to win this by 2-1 over Barnet in this one, just narrowly. Get over the line for Ian Holloway and his side. It would be a pretty good start for Swindon Town and Ian Holloway. So you're backing them to win by 2-1 here, and a good start for Swindon Town. Horrible one for Barnet. And then into the final game, into League 2, we go, and it is Walsall taking on Grimsby Town, of course. Walsall got the win over Barnet last time out at the Hive. Grimsby have had a perfect start, almost apart from that 3-3 draw away at Harrogate, beating Crawley 3-0, beating Shrewsbury 3-1 in the Cup, and then beating Newport on Saturday. In the 94th minute, they come up against a Walsall side that will be pretty tricky to beat at the Pallet Track Bescourt Stadium. Bit of a mouthful, that one. Yeah, head-to-heads. Last time they played was a 3-1 win for Grimsby back in March earlier this year, and then a 4-1 win for Walsall in October 2024. I am going to back the away side in this one. I think they'll get over the line. I'm going back a 2-1 Grimsby Town win in this one over Walsall. I think it'd be a good win for David Artell if they can get this one over the line, and that is why I am backing them to win this. So yeah, backing Grimsby to win by 2-1 away at Walsall. And then the final game in League Two is Notts County versus Stevenage. Notts County and Stevenage both had horrible starts to the season on what they were expecting to come of this season. 2-1 loss for Notts County at the weekend to Barrow, of course. Notts County also lost 2-1 to Salford City in there as well. Only drew one to start the season. Martin Patterson hasn't had the best start. And neither of Shrewsbury Town, both on 1 point. They've got to start somewhere, both these sides, and they do have to. I don't know who's going to win this one. Both sides, it's been last time they played in League One was a 1-0, 3-2 loss for Notts County back in 2014. In February in 2013 was a 1-0 home win for Shrewsbury. They have played in the EFL Cup and FA Cup. Shrewsbury won that at Meadow Lane, and yeah, that was a penalty shootout win for Shrewsbury back at their place in the EFL Cup. I'm going back Notts County this one to win by 2-1 though, narrowly. Martin Patterson's side to get their first win of the new season, and yeah, a very long-awaited win for Notts County and their fans this season. We've done League Two, now into League One as Wimbledon take on Cardiff. Wimbledon got a really good result last time out, beating Reading away from home by 2-1. Cardiff, the same under Brian Barry Murphy, beating Rotherham United by 3-0. Very good start for both of these sides, respectively. Wimbledon beating Lincoln, only lost on the opening day in a tight game to Luton. So yeah, Johnny Jackson's side look good. They might even stay up this year if they keep at the rate they're going. Cardiff only one draw so far. That was a 0-0 draw against Port Vale. And Darren Moore's side in that one, last time they have played was back in the League Cup. It's the first league meeting between these two sides. It was a 1-0 win for Cardiff back in the EFL Cup. Back then, Cardiff in second spot at the moment, only behind Stevenage in the table. I just can't see. I think Cardiff are going to have too much quality in this one. I'm going back Cardiff City to win this by 2-0 away at Wimbledon. And yeah, it's a horrible game for Wimbledon to have when they've just been really on form. So you're back in Cardiff to win this by 2-0 away at Wimbledon. Now to the John Smiths, or to the Kirkleys, or to the Acu Stadium, where Huddersfield take on Grant McCann and Doncaster. Huddersfield haven't won in two fixtures, but one of them was a Carabao Cup penalty shootout win against Leicester City. It was technically one match. They did lose to Blackpool on the weekend. A very, very disappointing loss, of course. They'll be looking to win this weekend, though, as they take on Doncaster side, who have had almost a perfect start to the season as well. They did scrape a draw against Wickham at the weekend at home, 1-1. They beat Mansfield and beat Exeter in their first two matches. Last time they decided to play was in the EFL Trophy in 2022, and that was a 2-1 win for Doncaster. Last time played in the league was a 2-0 win back in 2014 for Doncaster over Huddersfield, and then 14th September was a 0-0 draw. Yeah, Huddersfield I think will win this quite comfortably. I'm going for a nice 2-0 home win in this one for the town. I think they'll get over the line in this one and beat Doncaster by 2-0. So yeah, Huddersfield 2, Doncaster 0. Luton versus Wigan at the Kenny. Then Luton lost at the weekend to Bradford City in a bit of an unexpected loss for Matt Bloomfield and his side in that one. They'll be looking to do a lot better here and try to take down the opposition that is Wigan Athletic, of course. Yeah, Wigan aren't exactly the best side in the world, but they did win at the weekend against Peterborough United, and then they did lose at Leyton Orient and beat Northampton. So 6 points for Ryan Lowe and his side. They'll be looking to do a bit stronger. Last time they did play was in 2023 in the Championship. It was a 2-0 win for Luton, and at home it was a 2-1 away win for Wigan. They also did play in the FA Cup. Was a 1-1 draw, and Luton won the replay 2-1. Luton should get over the line in this one. I am going to back them at Kenilworth Road. I think they might be a bit of an unstoppable force at Kenilworth Road this season. So yeah, backing Luton by 2-1 over Wigan in this one, and narrowly get over the line here. And Luton to beat Wigan by 2-1 in this one quite comfortably, you would imagine. Mansfield take on Blackpool then. Two sides that haven't started the season exactly the best, but they did win last time out, with Mansfield taking a 2-1 victory over Exeter and Blackpool beating Huddersfield as well for Steve Bruce's first point of the season. Last time they did play last season, of course, was a nice 2-0 win at home for Mansfield, 3-3 draw back at Bloomfield Road. Both sides really struggling, both on 3 points, both 1-1, 2 losses in there. This probably smells a draw, doesn't it? Nigel Clough, who's done okay since coming into Mansfield, got them up via League 2 and then has stabilised them in League 1, so he's done an okay job. A prediction in this one, I think it could be quite goal-fest, just due to Bailey Peacock Farrell in goal. I'm going to go for a 2-2 draw in this one between Mansfield. Always goal heavy in their games, aren't they? So yeah, I'm going to back a 2-2 draw in this one between Mansfield and Blackpool. Northampton take on Lincoln now then. Northampton will be looking to get over the line in this one, of course, just due to them having a horrible start and 3 losses on the bounce for those boys. Although they did draw against Bradford, they do have a point. I believe every side do have a point. No, they don't have a point. What am I talking about? Lincoln City, anyway, under Michael Squalo, got a very nice win over Plymouth Argyle at the weekend, who will be looking to hit back this match day. But we're here to talk about Lincoln, who have had an okay start. Beat Reading on the opening day, lost 2-0 to Wimbledon, and then beat Plymouth at the weekend and Harrogate in the Carabao Cup, of course. Last time these sides played last season was a 1-0 win, away win for Lincoln back in January this year, and then 2-1 win for Lincoln on the 29th of October 2024. I'm going to back Northampton in this one. I'm going to go for a scrappy 1-0 home Northampton win. They've got to get the points at some point, and this is where they're going to get it, at home to Lincoln City. And I'm going to back Northampton by 0-0 over Lincoln here, and Michael Scabala's side. Peterborough take on Barnsley now then. Barnsley almost had the perfect start, 7 points from their opening 3 matches, only a draw in there against Bolton Wanderers, which came on Saturday for Conor Hourihan's side. He's definitely impressed me a little bit more than he was expected to do as manager this season of Barnsley. Peterborough United had the same problems. 3 out of 3 losses. Have had a difficult start, in fairness to them, playing 2 of the relegated sides, but still losing away to Wigan, and Accrington in the Carabao Cup as well is a bit of an issue. But they play at home at the Western Home Stadium. It's the kind of game Peterborough United would win. Last time they played back in December was a 3-1 win for Barnsley, and then a 1-1 draw back in Easter Monday in April, of course. This one's a tough one. I'm going to back a draw in this one. I'm going to back a 1-1 draw between Peterborough and Barnsley in this one. I think it'll be a fairly close affair, but yeah, I think Barnsley will just play out a draw. Peterborough just want some points on the board, fair to say the least. So yeah, I'm back at a 1-1 draw between Peterborough and Barnsley here. And then to Home Park, where Plymouth desperately need points as they take on Leyton Orient tonight. Richie Wellens' side drawing against Stockport County last time out. Of course, Plymouth haven't won a game. Only game they've won is in the Carabao Cup, quite coincidentally, against Queen's Park Rangers in the Carabao Cup. Last time these sides have played was back in the EFL Cup. It was a 2-0 win for Plymouth in August 2023, 3-2 win in September 2020 for Leyton Orient over Plymouth, and then it was a 4-0 win at Home Park back in League 2 2019 for Plymouth. This one's a league fixture for the first time in like 4 or 6 years, I believe. So interesting to say the least. Leyton Orient have beaten Wigan. I believe that's their only win this season. They've drew 1 and lost 1 as well against Stockport and Huddersfield respectively. I'm going back a 2-2 draw in this one. I think Plymouth have to start somewhere, and this is where they start, by grabbing a 2-2 draw over Leyton Orient in this one, and relieve some of the pressure. So yeah, I'm going for a 2-2 draw between Plymouth and Leyton Orient here. Port Vale take on Stevenage then. Port Vale will be looking to win this one after a disappointing 0-0 draw at the weekend and go down to 10 men against Burton Albion, of course. So yeah, I believe Port Vale will be looking to do a lot better in this game. That you can't even see their badge on the shirt, can you? With that home kit they've got, absolutely vile home kit. Yeah, 0-0 draw against. They haven't won this season. Still 0-0 draw against Cardiff in their 2-1 loss away at Rotherham on opening day as well. So yeah, not an ideal start for Darren Moore and his side. Can they get over the line against Stevenage here, who have been absolutely brilliant? 3 wins out of 3 over Northampton, Rotherham and Blackpool respectively. I'm going to back Stevenage in this one to start with 12 points. I'm going to back them for a 2-1 away win here. Just get over the line in this one over Port Vale. So yeah, backing Stevenage for a nice victory in this one over Port Vale for a nice 2-1 victory over Port Vale here. Into the final 2 games then of 3 games, sorry, we've got Bolton Reading as well. Stockport, final 2 games on the Tuesday. Stockport take on Bradford, of course. Stockport County have had an okay start, I believe, for 7 points from their opening 2 matches, 2 wins and 1 draw, and that draw did come at the weekend against Leyton Orient, of course. Bradford City also having a stunning start as well with 7 points, beating Luton Town was a big win for them on the weekend, of course. Stockport will be looking to win this. Their home form is quite good. I think Bradford's first loss of the season might come here, unfortunately, for them. So yeah, that is what I'm going to do. I am going to back Stockport County to win this. I'm going to quite comfortably. I think it'd be quite a dominant display from Dave Chandler and his side to beat Graham Alexander and Bradford City. I'm going for a 3-1 Stockport home win at Edgeley Park and them to get over the line here and win by 3-1. Stockport 3, Bradford 1. And then into the final game on Tuesday night, Wycombe take on Exeter City. Wycombe Wanderers haven't won this season yet. They did win in the cup against Leyton Orient, but that is kind of irrelevant. Exeter City have lost to Mansfield. They did beat Blackpool 4-1. They've only got 3 points to start this campaign so far. Under Gary Caldwell, Mike Dodds' boring football might just continue in this game. I think this will be a scrappy, really tight affair. Last time these sides did play back in League One was 2-1 home win for Wycombe, and then a 2-2 draw back in December 2024 at St James's Park in Exeter. I am going to back Wycombe in this one though. I think it'll be scrappy for Mike Dodds, but I think they'll just go over the line in this one and go for a scrappy 1-0 home win for Wycombe in this one over Exeter City, and them to just get over the line in this one. So yeah, back in Wycombe by a goal to 0 over Exeter here. And then into the final 2 games, actually, we've got another League 2 game. Bolton take on Reading. Bolton just be looking to win this, I think, personally. So yeah, I think Bolton have had an okay start, haven't they? They beat Plymouth. They've lost to Stockport on opening day, 1-1 drawn, 1 lost to 1 under Stephen Schumacher. Kind of story of Bolton's season last season was just too many inconsistent. They've been inconsistent to start the season. Reading, however, have lost 3 out of 3 matches. They won't want to be doing that for the rest of the season, otherwise they're going to end up with 0 points. Last time this play was a 5-2 win for Bolton back at the Macron, or whatever you want to call it, tough sheet now. 5-2 back in September 2024, and then Reading 1-0 back in February this year. I'm going to back Bolton in this one, just to win this by 2-1, I think, in this one, and Bolton to narrowly get over the line in this one. So yeah, Bolton to win by 2-1. Thank you very much for watching this double prediction video of League 1 and League 2. If you did like the video, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, do all of that good stuff. And I'll speak to you on the next one, which will be Championship predictions tomorrow. I am away the weekend, so I might have to do a short video of the League 1 and 2 fixtures for the upcoming weekend. So yeah, I am away from Thursday onwards, so might not be able to get it all done, but I get Championship and Premier League as videos. So yeah, thank you all for watching. I'll speak to you all on the next one.